have a lounge. So, and then on Saturday and Sunday, Nancy and Joan will be teaching one class at 10 o'clock. So can you cover the screen so I don't look at myself? Okay, great. And so all of the classes will be posted on the website, PunchPass, Facebook, and Instagram. And we're also, one thing that wasn't listed originally in the email that I sent was a class on Friday night with Dorothy at 5:30. And so that's going to be a restorative class on Friday night. So I wanted to mention that. And I think that's about it. So thank you again for joining me. So right now, I just kind of wanted to address kind of what we're going through right now. I think many of us are feeling a bit lonely, a bit isolated, and our boundaries are being tested. Our capacity for stress, anxiety, and fear are kind of reaching a new high. So really the yoga practice is such an important thing for us to stay grounded. And it's also an opportunity for us to reconnect not only with each other through technology now, which is a really strange new world for all of us, or for many of us anyway, but also to stay connected with each other. So happy to see you all here today with me. So I think we'll just go ahead and start in the AAC position today. But for those of you who are more comfortable on the ground, laying on the floor, on your back, please feel free to do that for the breathing section of class today. And then you can join us as we come to a seated position and start moving on a little bit more. So gentle practice today, nothing too crazy. So let's go ahead and get started. Make sure you have, if you have props, have your 2 blocks, have a strap, maybe a bolster if you have one, and a blanket, which I think most people have. So we'll go ahead and give you a minute to go get that if you don't already. And then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so take a comfortable seat, maybe take height with your blanket, your bolster, release the flesh from the sitting bones, and you can sit in an easy seated cross-legged position with your shins crossed, your knees stacked on top of your ankles. And rest your hands to your knees or thighs and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in when you're ready. Exhale slowly. Continue to breathe deeply. Enjoy the rise and fall of the breath. Begin to turn your attention inward. Notice the weight of your legs. Feel the tops of the thigh bones move downward. And allow the sitting bones to root into the earth. And feel a gentle lift in the lower abdominals from the pelvic floor towards the navel up to the sternum. And relax the shoulder blades down the back. Broaden the collarbones. Create space through the base of the skull. Extend the back of the skull upward. And bring your attention back to the breath. Allow the belly to expand gently as you inhale. And soften and empty as you exhale. Allow the sides and the back of the belly to expand along the front of the belly. Enjoy the circumference of your breath. And then continue to follow the breath up into the chest and lungs. Allow the ribcage to expand and widen. And then soften and empty as you exhale. And then continue to follow the breath up through the collarbones to the crown of your head. Release the breath down the spine. And just enjoy that circular motion of the breath. Keep it slow and steady. Calm and smooth. Beginning to feel more relaxed and quiet. And more peaceful and still. And more grounded and centered. Find strength and the resolve to stay calm and grounded. Know that peace exists within you and is your natural state. Discover comfort in the quiet stillness that offers you space and clarity. Steep in the freedom of being fully present in this moment. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice today, a reason and purpose. And rest your hands gently down to your sides. Feel the grounding energy of the earth beneath you. And turn the palms up. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up and touch the palms above your head. Exhale, bring your hands gently to your heart. And release your fingers here. Turn the palms away from you and draw the shoulders back into their sockets. Press the upper arm bones in and inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Inhale, press the palms upward. Relax the shoulders. And then gently lower the chin down, feeling a gentle lift into the back of the throat. And then if you'd like to deepen a little further, press the thumbs upward, draw the pinky fingers downward. If you feel that opening a little bit more deeply into the shoulders. Inhale, lift the head back to level. Exhale, unclasp the hands and gently release. Put your hands into your sides. And then rest your right hand to the ground and turn your left palm up. Inhale, extend the fingertips upward. Exhale, bend the elbow, place the palm on the back of the skull. And then slide your right hand out, lean to your right. Relax your right shoulder down. And root the left sitting bone down into the earth. Point the left elbow upward. And so you push your head back into the palm, create space through the neck and throat. And then from here, if it's possible, maybe reach the left arm up and over the ear and reach out through the fingertips here. And inhale, slowly come back up. And exhale, release your left hand down. Inhale, turn the right palm up, extend the fingertips upward. Exhale, bend the elbow, place the palm on the back of the skull. Once again, slide your left hand out, lean to your left. Point your right elbow up. And with the right sitting bone down. And press your head maybe back into the palm. Great space through the neck and throat here. And then once again, if you'd like to deepen further, extend the right arm up and over the ear and reach out through the fingertips. And inhale, slowly come back up. And exhale, release the hands back down. Inhale, reach the arms back up towards the sky. Touch the palms above your head. Exhale, bring your hands gently to your heart. Inhale, turn the fingertips away from the body. Exhale, curve the upper back and draw the navel into the spine. Extend the arms forward. Feel the opening through the length of the spine. And then inhale, open the heart center. Draw the hands open. Lift the chin slightly. Feel the opening across the chest into the front of the shoulders. Exhale, curve the upper back and draw the navel back into the spine and press the palms together up in front of you once again. Inhale, straighten the spine and bring your hands gently to your heart. And pause for a moment, take a breath here. Inhale, extend the arms up the center of the body. And then exhale, release the hands behind you and turn the fingertips away from the body. And roll the shoulders back and open. Lift from the back of the heart, draw the bottom tips of the shoulder blades forward towards the front ribs. And breathe into the heart center, from the shoulders. And then place the hands in front of you and rock your hands forward and hinge forward from the hips. And allow the breath to move into any areas of tightness here. And inhale, slowly come back up and use the hands to help you. And we'll lean back and uncross and recross with the opposite leg in front. Place the hands in front of you and once again walk your hands forward and hinge forward from the hips. And observe differences from one side to the other here. Notice different areas of tightness, different degrees of resistance. And once again, allowing the breath to move into those areas. And inhale, slowly come back up and use the hands to help you once again. And then leave your hands in front of you. And then inhale, reach just the right arm up towards the sky and lengthen here. And exhale, rest your right hand behind you. Inhale, lift up through the sternum and lengthen. And then exhale, cross your left hand over to the right knee. Inhale, lengthen upward. Exhale, soften and deepen to your right, moving from the navel upward into the ribs and the shoulders. And keep the neck and throat soft here. Chin level off the ground. And inhale, slowly release and unwind. And then we'll rest your fingertips in front of you once again. Inhale, reach your left arm up this time and lengthen. Exhale, rest your hand behind you, fingertips to the ground. Inhale, lengthen upward. Exhale, cross your right hand over to the left knee. And once again, move from the navel upward. So maybe think about moving the right belly to the left, the right ribs to the left, and the right shoulder to the left. Once again, keep the neck and throat soft. Chin level with the ground, even maybe center with the sternum. And then inhale, slowly come back to center. And rest your hands to your knees or thighs. Pause for a moment, take a breath here. Observe and feel. And then circle the shoulders forward and up. Exhale, release them back and down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. And one more time. Inhale, forward and up. And exhale, back and down. the elbows close to the ribs, lift the sternum, broaden the collarbones, relax the shoulder blades, and just take a moment here to observe your alignment through the neck, shoulders, and spine. And work to maintain this alignment for our practice today, and maybe as you continue into your day. And then open your eyes, and let's just come to table pose now. So hands and knees on all fours. And again, if you have a blanket, you can use your blanket to pad the knees here. And place your knees underneath your hips, your wrists underneath your shoulders. So spread the palms and fingers wide. Index fingers pointing straight ahead. If your shoulders are a little on the tighter side, you can also turn your fingers, index fingers, towards the corner of your mat. So you can kind of play with that a little bit as you move through your practice. In table pose, but also in downward facing dog, plank pose. All right, so from here, let's just curve upward into cat pose. So let's tilt the tail down, empty the belly, gaze down at the knees of the belly. And then inhale, draw the navel in, melt the heart towards the earth, and lengthen the sternum forward. Exhale, curve upward, tilt the tail down, empty the belly, gaze down at the knees of the belly, enjoy the length through the spine once again. And inhale, draw the navel in, melt the heart towards the earth, and lengthen the sternum forward. And last time, exhale, curve upward, tilt the tail down, empty the belly. And then from here, keep the curve in the spine, bring the big toes to touch. Draw the hips back into chest pose, lead with the tailbone, and then rest your head downward towards the ground, to the ground. You can always reach for a block too if your head doesn't reach the ground. And just rest your forehead to a support, even a pillow if you have one. And you can think about moving the skin of the forehead downward towards the brows. Just maybe notice the calming sensation as it moves through the body as you begin to quiet your mind and release your thoughts here. Two more cycles of breath. And then inhale, slowly come forward, back to table pose. And then from here, realign the feet behind the knees, knees underneath the hips. Draw the navel in, inhale, extend just your right leg back, and rest the ball of your foot to the ground. And then press back through the right heel. And then just really opening into the right calf, Achilles, hamstring. And then back off a bit, stack the heel over the ball mount. Once again, re-engage through the lower abdominals. Inhale, lift the right leg up parallel to the ground. And then spin the inner right thigh up towards the sky. Press back through the inner heel. Lengthen the left waistline, lengthen the tailbone towards the right inner heel. And then shift your weight to your right hand and extend your left arm forward. Left palm in towards the midline. Rotate from the outer shoulder. Exhale, slowly release. Lower the left hand down and cross your right leg over the left. Lower the ball of your foot to the ground. And then look over your left shoulder and look down toward your heel as you press back through the heel. And then inhale, lift the right leg back up. Exhale, bring your right knee into your chest, bring your head towards your knee. Inhale, extend the right leg back. Exhale, release the right leg down. And then we'll repeat again. So once again, extend your left leg back. Rest the ball of your foot to the ground. Press back through the left heel. Enjoy the opening into the left calf, Achilles, and hamstring. And then once again, back off the heel. Stack the heel over the ball mount. Inhale, lift the left leg up, parallel to the ground. Spin the inner left thigh up towards the sky. Press back through the inner heel. Lengthen the right waistline. Lengthen the tailbone towards the left inner heel. Shift your left weight to your left hand and extend your right arm forward. Right palm in towards the midline. And once again, feel the rotation from the right outer shoulder. Exhale, slowly release, lower the hand, cross the left leg over the right, lower the ball of your foot to the ground, and then look over your right shoulder and press back through the heel. Inhale, slowly come back to center, lift the left leg back up. Exhale, bring your knee into your chest and bring your head toward your knee. Inhale, slowly release, lower the left knee to the ground. And then let's walk your hands forward towards the front of your mat, one hand length or more. And we'll move into downward facing dog, a half dog pose on the knees, resting your forehead to the ground. Press into the palms and lift up through the forearms here. Feel the lift of the forearms, the elbows, the armpits. Broaden across the upper back. Wrap the outer shoulder blades and the upper arm bones. Draw the navel in and extend the sitting bones up and back. And inhale, slowly come forward. We'll move into downward facing dog. So working to recreate those alignment patterns through the shoulders and the hands. So tuck the toes under. Once again, index fingers are pointing straight ahead or slightly turned out towards the corners of your mat. Tuck your toes under, shift your hips back, draw the navel in, and inhale, lift the hips to downward facing dog. But let's keep the knees bent to start. And first find that same length through the spine that we felt in half dog pose. So as you root down into the palms, index fingers and thumbs in particular, feel the lift through the forearms, the wrists, the elbows, the armpits. Broaden across the upper back. Wrap the outer shoulder blades and the upper arm bones down towards the ground. Draw the navel in. And then from here, keep the left knee bent, lower the right heel gently downward towards the ground. Inhale, exhale, lower the left heel downward. Then bend both knees, draw the navel in. Inhale, lift the sitting bones high, engage lower abdominals. Exhale, lower both heels gently down. And then from here, continue forward into plank pose. Wrists aligned underneath the shoulders. And so notice if you adjusted your hands and feet here. Or to keep your hands and feet where they are now. And then once again, inhale, lift the hips and down, facing dog. So a little bit more challenging. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale. And exhale. And then slowly walk your feet forward. Come forward to standing forward bend. Uttanasana. And then hang from your hips. So again, feel free to use your blocks here, particularly if you have them and the floor feels far away. If your low back is resisting, your hamstrings are tightening, your jaw is clenching, take support if you need it. And then just allow the head to relax downward. Enjoy the opening through the length of the back body. If you rock a little bit forward and back from the balls of your feet to the heels and just notice where you feel more intensity. Just work to find that place of balance. And allow any tension, any stress, worries, doubts, fear, anxiety to drain out the top of your head and out the fingertips into the floor, and just let go of anything that no longer serves you here. And then when you're ready, bend your knees, shift the tailbone down, engage your elbows, and slowly roll up through the spine, 1 vertebra at a time. Use the strength of the core here to help you and support you, and allow your head to rest as you arrive in mountain pose. So your toes are pointing straight ahead, outer edges of your feet running parallel to the sides of your mat. Spread the toes wide, root downward into the big toe and the pinky toe ball mounts at the center of your heels. Lift upward through the arches, inner ankles, inner knees, and groins. And press the outer legs in. Think about spinning the inner thighs back just slightly, and then notice how that increases the curve in the low back here. So then offset that by lifting from the lower abdominals, relax the sacrum and tailbone down, and then stabilize by pressing the outer hips in. And then roll the shoulders back and open, draw the shoulder blades together, and then broaden across the upper back and collarbones. Keep the shoulders in their sockets, extend your fingertips gently downward, and create space through the base of the skull, and extend the back of the skull upward. And just take a moment here to observe. Feel the strength and stability of mountain pose. Enjoy its simplicity and its grounding effects. And then when you're ready, turn your palms up and inhale, reach your arms all the way up to upward hand pose, or Urdhva Hastasana, and reach out through the fingertips and lengthen upward. Feel the length through the sideways and lunge, draw the low ribs in, relax the sacrum and tailbone down, and then from the back of the heart, lift and lift the sternum upward. And then exhale, first bring your hands to your hips, and then hinge from the hips. Press the thigh bones back and fold forward. Rest your hands towards the ground, to the ground, or your blocks. Inhale, slowly come halfway up. Bring your hands to your shins, work towards the flat back, collarbones broad, shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, release, forward and down. And then bend your knees, palms flat to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. Breathe in deeply. Exhale slowly. 2 more breaths. And on your next exhalation, shift forward to plank pose. So always feel free to modify the knees here, that's great. And then turn the elbow creases forward, keep the elbows close to the ribs, and flip the same slightly lower down to chest and chin if you can. And then shift forward down to the belly. Point your toes back, heels of your hands down by the low ribs. Press the pelvis down, draw the navel in, and inhale, lift the neck and shoulders to look over. So remember to slide the shoulders down and away from the ears. Move the sternum forward as you draw the navel in and out. And exhale, slowly release forward and down. Roll the shoulders back and over. Tuck the toes back under. Lift the sitting bones slightly. Draw the navel in, and if you can, lift the hips, belly, chest, and shoulders at the same time. And then keep the toes tucked under, and then draw the hips back, and press into the palms, and press your hips towards the heels. And then you can gaze back between your knees at your big toes, and just check and see if your big toes are running parallel to one another. If you can, try to align them. Two more breaths here, just observing differences from your one foot to the other, feeling the deepening into the hips, the groins, and across the low back. And then when you're ready, inhale, slowly come forward, navel in, lift the hips back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then when you're ready, slowly walk forward. You can step forward if you'd like, or even jump forward. And relax the head down. Shake your head no gently. Nod your head yes. Then bring your head back to neutral, bend your knees. Bring your hands to your hips, point your elbows up. Press into the heels, engage your abdominals, slowly come all the way up and straight back. So just remember that way of coming up from standing forward bend if you have low back issues. And then turn your palms up, rotate from the shoulders, inhale, reach your arms all the way up, touch the palms, and exhale, bring your hands gently to your heart. And once again, pause here, take a breath or two, observe and notice. Feel and let go. And release your hands, open your eyes, and if you don't yet already, have your blocks, if you have them, and place them on either side of the front of your mat. And then come back to your mountain toe pose. Once again, align the outer edges of your feet parallel to the sides of your mat. And then turn your palms up, inhale, reach your arms once again to upward hand pose, Urdhva Hastasana, lengthen. And then exhale, bring your hands first to your hips, and then we'll bend your knees here, align the knees over the toes, and then shift the sitting bones back to send the thigh bones down, draw the navel in and up. And you can keep your hands at your hips if you'd like here, particularly if you have low back issues, to stay here. Or if you're feeling pretty strong today, maybe sweep your hands forward and up into Tadasana, powerful pose or fierce pose. Broaden the collarbone, still wrap the upper arm bones forward, reach out through the pinky fingers and breathe. And then release your hands out to your sides. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, slowly come halfway up. Bring your hands to your shins or rise to your fingertips. Collarbones broad, shoulder blades down the back, navel in and up. Exhale, slowly release, forward and down. And then bend your knees and use your blocks here if you have them. Place them on your mat underneath your shoulders. Step back with your left leg. And then slide the left ball of your foot back towards the back of your mat. Then move your blocks in directly underneath your shoulders and descend the right thigh bone. Inhale, reach the right arm forward. Draw the right hip back. And exhale, slowly release. Inhale, reach your left arm forward. Exhale, slowly release. Lower the left hand block down to a lower height if you're using one. Once again, descend the right thigh bone, right knee aligned over the ankle. Inhale, reach the right arm forward. Exhale, sweep the right hand out to the side. Place the palm to the low back sacrum. Press the right leg in. Draw the right hip back and roll the right shoulder open. Inhale, extend the right arm out towards the sky. Lift the weight out of the left wrist and shoulder and extend the energy upward. Exhale, slowly release. Lower the right hand back down. Lower the left knee to the ground. Again, you can pad your knee here with a blanket if you'd like. Point the left toes back. Lift the left block up. And then shift forward. So you can just bring your hands to your front knee if you'd rather here. Rolling the left outer hip forward towards the inner right knee, relaxing your right hip down. Some of you may be comfortable reaching your arms up towards the sky even, and lengthening upward. And then thinking maybe lifting from the sternum upward, lifting the heart center upward towards the sky. And then shift your focus forward. Exhale, release the hands back down to your blocks. Shift back to the left knee and then slide your right heel forward. If you don't have blocks, just place your hands on the ground, or you can place your hands on your shin, but just be mindful, really more like down by your ankle. And then flex your foot, spread the toes wide if you can. Find length through the spine. Continue to lift the right kneecap and quadriceps up. Exhale, fold forward more deeply. Release the jaw, relax the tongue, soft palate. And then inhale, slowly come halfway up, slide the right heel back in, rest the right sole of your foot back to the ground. Tuck your left toes back under and press back up. Then step your left foot into a warrior one stance, left toes point to about 11 o'clock. Bring the right hand to the right outer hip, draw the right hip back and in. Bring your left hand to the hip, press into your left foot, slowly come up to warrior one. Then think about lifting the front hip points up, releasing the sacrum and tailbone down. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky and lengthen. So once again, from the back of the heart, lift from the back of the heart, lift the sternum upward. So warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. And then shift your focus straight ahead. Exhale, bring your hands first to your hips. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Square the hips up, right hip back, left hip forward. Hinge from the hips to fold forward. And then rest your hands to your blocks or the floor. Find length through the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Rest the belly to the front thigh, chest towards the knee, head down by the chin. Inhale, slowly come halfway up. Bend your front knee, pivot the back foot parallel with the front. Move your blocks off to the side and step back, downward facing dog. Optionally, you can extend the right leg up to three-legged dog. Spin the inner right thigh forward, so avoid moving into extension here. So bring the hips level. And then exhale, slowly release. And then once again, moving through a flow. If you like, you can always rest your knees to the ground and rest in child's pose here. That's great too. Or continue through a flow of your choice. So you can do the little cobra on your back bend. You can always do the Sphinx pose with the forearms in front of you, elbows underneath the shoulders, or move into the upward facing dog with the arms straight, navel in and up. Exhale, slowly release. And then you can make your way back to downward facing dog, however you'd like to get there. Maybe through all fours, maybe through plank pose. Keep breathing. So once again, let's move forward to standing forward bend so you can walk, step, or jump forward here. Hang from your hips in Uttanasana, standing forward bend. And then once again, we'll do the other side. So we'll step back this time with the right leg. Slide the right foot back. Rest your hands underneath your shoulders. Descend the left thigh bone parallel to the ground. Inhale, reach your left arm forward. Exhale, slowly release. Reach your right arm forward. Exhale, slowly release. Rest your right block down, maybe to a lower height if you're using one. Descending the left thigh bone further. Left knee lined over the ankle. Reach your left arm forward. Exhale, sweep your left hand out to the side. Place the palm to the low back. Roll the left shoulder open. Inhale, extend the left arm up. Keep the back leg straight and strong. Slide the right shoulder blade down the back. Lift the weight out of the right wrist and shoulder. Exhale, slowly release. Lower the left hand down. Lower your right knee to the ground. Pat the knee joint once again if you need to. Point your right toes back. Lift your right block up if you're using it, and then shift forward once again. Roll the outer right hip forward towards the inner left knee. Relax your outer left hip down. You can bring your hands to your front knee if you'd like. Lift the front hip points up. Release the sacrum and tailbone down. And then if you'd like to go further still, inhale, maybe reach the arms up towards the sky, lengthen. Maybe lift from the back of the heart. And then shift your focus forward. Exhale, release your hands to the floor or your blocks. Shift back to your right knee. Slide your left heel forward. Flex your foot. Press up through the sole of your foot. Spread the toes wide. Lengthen the sternum forward. Exhale, fold forward. Once again, release the jaw. Relax the tongue and the soft palate. Inhale, slowly come back up and slide your left heel back in. Press the sole of your foot back to the ground. Tuck your right toes back under, press back up. And then turn your right foot out for warrior one stance. Right toes point to about 1 o'clock. Remember your left hand to the hip. Draw the left hip back and in. Bring your right hand to the hip. Press into the right foot. Slowly come up. Once again, lift the front hip points up. Release the sacrum and tailbone down. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky and lengthen upward. Lift from the back of the heart, maybe gaze upward. And then shift your focus forward. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Draw the left hip back, roll the right hip forward, lengthen forward. And rest your hands to the floor of your blocks once again. Find length through the spine, lengthen the sternum forward. Maybe fold forward more deeply. Release the jaw. Relax the tongue and the soft palate. Inhale, slowly come halfway up. And bend your front knee, pivot the back foot parallel with the front. Once again, move your blocks off to the side. Step back, either downward facing dog or three-legged dog. Exhale, release. Rest in child's pose or move through a flow of your choice. Come together in downward facing dog. 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready, once again, walk, step, jump forward, standing forward, bend, your choice. Bend your knees here, crossing your forearms, dangle from the hips, traction the spine. Slowly release the arms, deepen the bend of the knees. Draw the navel in, bring your hands back to your hips. Press into the heels, navel in. Slowly come all the way up. Release the hands down, turn your palms up. Inhale, touch the palms. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Release your hands and open your eyes. Okay, so now let's turn and face the long edge of your mat. And we'll place the blocks behind us if you have them. And then take a wide stance. So bring your hands to your hips and then lift your toes on your right foot, pivot on the heel, turn out the foot 90 degrees, and then bend your right knee and descend the right thigh bone. So aligning the right knee over the ankle, warrior 2 pose or Virasana 2. Feel a softness into the left groin. Lift from the lower abdominals, relax the sacrum. Inhale, reach your arms up, lift the sternum, slide the shoulder blades down the back, and then rotate the forearms and palms to face the ground. Okay, so over your right hand here, still breathing. Moving into reverse warrior. Left hand down, right arm up and lengthen. Maybe gaze upward. And then reach forward with the right arm, lengthen along the right waist, rest your right forearm to your thigh, sweep your left hand down in front of you, and up and over the ear. Reach down into the left heel, reach out to the left fingertips. Move the right rib slightly forward, open the left ribs towards the ceiling. Relax your right glute down. And then inhale, reach up with the left arm, press into your left foot, slowly come back up to warrior 2, find comfort in discomfort. Inhale, straighten the right leg, shift your left to the back, press your left hand to your hip, reach up with the right arm, lengthen along the right waist once again, and then rest your right hand to your block of the floor. Draw the navel in. Roll the left shoulder open, back of the waist towards the wall behind you. Inhale, extend the left arm up, straight up towards the sky. Still breathing. Good, so you can stay here, or if you want to move into half moon pose today, just a little bit more challenge, bend your left elbow, bend your right knee, reach forward with the right block, step in with your left foot, and then move into half moon pose. Press into the right foot, lift the left leg, Ardha Chandrasana. Stack the left hip on top of the right, left shoulder on top of the right. Maybe reach the left arm up towards the sky. Maybe gaze forward, maybe gaze upward. And then when you're ready, bend your right knee. Reach back carefully with your left foot. And slowly step back in warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the right leg, lift the toes, bring your feet back to parallel, and release your hands. And let's just take a break, walk your heels and toes back in. Pause for a moment in your mountain pose, awesome. Breathe and observe. Notice different sensations on your right side of your body versus your left. Strength, energy on the right. Length, openness, perhaps on the left. All right, so we'll switch sides. When you're ready, take your wide stance. Hands to the hips, and then lift your toes on your left foot, pivot on the heel. Turn out the foot 90 degrees, perpendicular to the left side of your mat. And then once again, bend your left knee, descend the left thigh bone. You can parallel to the ground, left knee lined over the ankle. Stay lifted through the lower abdominals, press the right thigh bone back. Inhale, reach the arms up. Sternum lifted, shoulder blades down the back, rotate the forearms and palms to face the ground. And gaze over your left hand. Once again, feel the power, the strength, the energy of the pose. And then we'll move into reverse warrior. Right hand down, left arm up and lengthen. Extended side angle pose. Left arm to the thigh, sweep right hand down in front of you. Continue to root down into the right heel. Roll the right ribs open, lift ribs slightly forward to deepen. Left glute down. Inhale, reach up with the right arm, press into the right foot. Slowly come back up. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Shift your left heel back, right heel back. Rest your right hand to your hip. Reach up and forward with the left hand, and then rest your left hand to your block. Draw the navel in, back of the waist towards the wall behind you. Stack the right shoulder over the left and reach the right arm up towards the sky. Still breathing. And optionally, you can just stay here, that's great. Or bend your left knee, rest your right hand to your hip. Step in with your right foot, reach forward with your left hand. Press into your left foot, lift the right leg parallel to the ground. Half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. Stack the right hip on top of the left, right shoulder on top of the left. Reach the right arm up. Maybe gaze forward, maybe gaze up if you're feeling really stable. And when you're ready, bend your left knee, reach back with the right foot, carefully step back, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the left leg, lift the toes, bring your feet back to parallel. Once again, release the hands. Walk your heels and toes back in. Step back into your mountain pose, breathe here, observe. Feel. Let go. Okay, so let's just do a tree pose today. So another balance pose. So we'll stand on your left foot, turn out from your right hip, and rest the sole of your foot either to the calf, the ball of your foot to the ground, or the sole of your foot to the inner thigh. And then we'll square the hips off here. So just notice if like the right hip is pulling back here. So we're working to bring the left hip back and the right hip slightly forward to square the hips, and then press the right knee open. And then bring your hands to your heart. Stay focused on your drishti, your point of focus. Maybe inhale, extend the arms up towards the sky, maybe not. Maybe extend the arms upward and away from one another. Exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. When you're ready. And then bring your right knee forward. And then shake out your left a little bit. And we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. Root the right foot to the ground. Turn out from your left hip. Rest the sole of your foot either to the calf, ball of your foot to the ground, or sole of your foot to the inner thigh. And once again, draw the right hip back, left hip forward, square the hips off here. Stay lifted through the lower abdominals. Bring your hands to your heart, keep breathing. Maybe extend the arms up towards the sky, maybe not. Stay focused on your point. Maybe release the arms, maybe not. Bring the palms together and then back down to the heart. Bring your left leg forward and release. And then shake up the left a little bit. And then just pause for a moment in your mountain pose once again, just to observe, to feel. And then when you're ready, let's step back to the back of our mat. Take a wide stance with your feet. Inhale, sweep the hands forward and up. And then exhale, release the hands behind you and clasp your hands, interlace your fingers here. Roll the shoulders back and open. Draw the knuckles down, lift the heart up, draw the low ribs in, sacrum and tailbone down. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees, rest the belly between the thighs, relax the head down. Draw the hands up. Exhale, slowly release, bring your hands first to your low back, then place your hands on the ground in front of you. Walk your hands forward, spread the palms and fingers wide. Once again, index fingers pointing straight ahead or slightly turned out towards the corners of your mat. This time, turn your toes in and shift your heels out away from the sides of your mat. Draw the navel in, lift the sitting bones high. Spin on the balls of your feet, shift forward. Lower the knees. And then let's crawl forward. So we'll come to a seated position. And then before we lay down to the ground, let's make sure you have your strap if you have one handy. I'll do our leg stretches in a minute here. So we'll roll down to the ground with our, starting with our feet in front of our mat. Toes pointing straight ahead. Draw the navel in. Turn your palms up. And then slowly roll down to the ground. So if that feels like too much, you can always pull them underneath your knees or place the hands behind you. So choose what feels best for you. And then once you're ready, feel free to place a blanket under your head, particularly if your chin tends to kind of jut upward when you lay down here. So place a blanket underneath your head if that's the case. And then just let's rest with your hands to your low belly for a few breaths. And then from here, let's reach for your strap now, and we'll place the strap around the sole of your right foot if you have one. If you don't, you can just extend your right leg up and hold on underneath your legs, clasping underneath your right thigh. So that's optional. You can choose what feels best for you. And then we'll just stretch out the right hamstrings. Slide your left heel forward. Press out through the left heel. Inhale here and exhale, open the right leg out to your right and continue to press out through the left heel. So notice if the left hip is pulling off the ground, ideally we're pressing the left thigh bone down towards the ground and extending the left heel forward. And then inhale, slowly come back up and then cross your left hand over to the strap, cross the leg over the midline. If you want to deepen here, you can place your right hand at the top of the right thigh and press the quadriceps, the fleshy part of your front of your thigh, into the hamstrings, the back of the thigh. And then inhale, slowly come back up to center, bend your right knee and we'll switch sides. So we'll bring our left foot into the strap. Again, you can place the strap around either the heel or the ball mounted. Slide your right heel forward. Again, you can just clasp underneath your left leg if you don't have a strap. And then just observe once again differences from one leg to the other. Which one's tighter? Still breathing. And then when you're ready, we'll open the leg up to your left. Once again, try to anchor the right thigh bone down towards the ground. Press it out through the right heel. Still breathing. And inhale, slowly come back up to center. Cross your right hand over, cross the leg over the midline. Inhale, slowly come back to center. Exhale, release the left foot. Take your strap off to the side, and then keep your left knee bent. Cross your right ankle over the left knee. Lift the left leg clasp underneath your left thigh. Place the right hand between the two legs and breathe. Touch your right foot, maybe rock a little bit to your left. Allow the right hip to sink downward towards the earth. Inhale, slowly come back to center. Exhale, release your left foot down. Uncross the right. Recross the left ankle over right knee. And then lift the right leg, clasp underneath the right thigh. Flex your left foot. Breathe into the left hip. Once again, observing differences right and left. And then rock a few inches, maybe to the right to deepen. Allow the left hip to sink downward. Inhale, slowly come back to center. Exhale, release. Lower the right foot down and across. And then releasing your hands out to your side. Shift your weight to your left. Lower your knees to your right. You cross your right hand over to the outer left knee or thigh. Breathe into the left shoulder, ribs, waist, low back. And inhale, slowly come back up to center and recenter the spine. Shift your hips over to your right and then lower your knees to your left. And then once again, maybe cross your left hand over to the outer right knee or thigh. Relax the right shoulder blade. And when you're ready, inhale, slowly come back up to center and recenter the spine. Pause for a moment in neutral. And then just finally, we'll just bring your knees gently into your chest and just rock from right to left. And just kind of massage out the low back. And then circle the knees around and massage the sacrum. and then reverse that circle. And then slowly come back to neutral, and then you can set up for Shavasana. So take your support, cover up with a blanket, do whatever you need to get comfortable. And since many of you are home, I know it's tempting to just kind of tune out now, but remember this is kind of the nectar of the practice. So try to stay with us for the Shavasana. And close your eyes. And begin to return inward. And feel the weight of your bones. Allow gravity to draw you inward. Release any residual tension of the soles of your feet, the palms of your hands. Relax the toes and the tops of your feet, the heels and the soles of your feet. Relax the ankles and the knees, the hips and the pelvis, the glutes and low back. Relax the belly and organs, the lungs and rib cage. Release the shoulder blades and open the heart. And relax the shoulders and elbows, wrists, hands, and fingertips. Soften the neck and throat. Release the facial muscles, skin on the forehead, the temples and inner ears, the jaw, tongue, soft palate. Let the eyes sink to the back of their sockets. Soften the brain to the back of your skull. And notice your breath softening. And gently drift away. Find strength in your resolve to stay calm and grounded. Know that peace exists within you and is your natural state. Discover comfort in the quiet stillness that offers you space and clarity. Steep in the freedom of being fully present in this moment. Slowly bring awareness back to your breath. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Extend the arms above your head for a gentle stretch. Bend your knees and carefully roll to your right side. Stay calm and relaxed. Press your left hand to the ground. Draw the chin in toward your chest. And gently press into your left hand to come up slowly. Come to a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes. And just take a few more breaths together. Take time to observe, to notice how you feel, to absorb the effects of the practice, to enjoy this moment and all that it offers you. Press your hand gently down to your sides. Turn your palms up. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Touch the palms above your head. Exhale, bring your hands gently to your heart. Press your thumbs to your sternum and lift your heart upward. And gently lower your head to meet the wisdom of your heart. Thank you, everyone. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time. Stay tuned. Love you all.
Do you see the water? Okay. Bye.
Bye.